Good afternoon. Great. I'd like to welcome all of you here to Cleveland State's annual Scholarship Luncheon. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Barinthia Levine. I'm the Vice President for University Advancement and the Executive Director of the CSU Foundation, and it is my privilege and honor to serve as your MC today. This is our annual opportunity to thank all of our wonderful donors who have created scholarships for our fabulous students. And we really look forward to this day with great anticipation. People who are here today, our donors, have made individual gifts. We have representatives from corporations and foundations whose corporation or foundation has made a gift, and all of these gifts are used to provide support for our wonderful students. And I know that today we have a number of our donors with us. And I would like for all of the donors who are here today, who have created scholarships or made a gift to our Radiant Scholarship effort, or whose company or foundation has made a gift to CSU for scholarships, to please stand and be recognized. That's just great. Now, we'd love for all of our student scholarship recipients to please stand and be recognized. These are the wonderful students whose support we are making possible. We wish our students much success and luck. And I want to mention that if you did not get an opportunity to have your photo taken, we have a place right outside the doors, and I hope before you leave today that you will stop and have your picture taken. Donors, if you're here and you have your scholarship recipient here, we'd love for you to have that photo with them. And students, if the donor who created the scholarship fund that you have is not here, we'd love to take your photo as well and be able to send it to the donor, because we know from talking to them that they would love to see your face. I now would like to acknowledge some special people who are here today. And those are members of our boards. First of all, our Board of Trustees. Today we have Trustee Mort Levin, Tom Adler, Linda McHugh, Sierra Davidson, and Paul, I believe Paul Alla is also here. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Could you please stand and be recognized? Thank you so much. We are sincerely appreciative of the time that you spend on university business, and particularly grateful that you could be with us here today. I'd also like to ask the members of the foundation board who are here. You know, the foundation is charged with raising money and also administering the scholarship funds that we do have. And the board chair is Nancy McCann. She's here, and I know we have a number of other people who are scattered around the room. I'm worried about saying names because I'm afraid I'm going to miss someone. So would all of our foundation board members please stand? Thank you. And I know we have also a number of visiting committee members and our alumni board. I also want to thank you for your service to the university, and those of you who are here, please stand. I know I saw several visiting committee members, particularly from College of Business. I also want to acknowledge the senior leadership for the university, not only President Berkman, but the officers and our deans who do so much to really help our students succeed and prosper. So could our officers and deans and President Berkman please stand and be recognized? And finally, two very special friends of Cleveland State University, former President Michael Schwartz and his wife, Dr. Joanne Reed Schwartz. Would you please stand? We appreciate all of your support and your being here. I have a few other thanks. One, I'd like to thank our wonderful saxophone quartet. Would you please rise? Thank you. They are our CSU students, Bregan Arnett, Jeremy Turner, and Josh Fern, and also John Perrine, who is chair of CSU's music department. Wasn't sure if John was part of the group or not. So, as many of you may know, 2 years ago we launched our campaign, Engage, the Campaign for Cleveland State University. It was an effort to raise $100 million, primarily for scholarships. And we've made great progress toward that goal. And I want to thank all of you who are here in the room, because all of you who have created scholarships, those dollars are going to help us achieve our goal for the campaign. I'm also pleased to note that this past year we created 24 new scholarship funds. And if you look in your program, you will see turn the first page, and on the far left-hand side, you will see the names of all individuals who created endowed or non-endowed scholarships. And today, I know we have at least one of those individuals here. Mark Del Principe is here. Could you please rise and let us thank you for creating a scholarship this year? A number of other people had hoped to be there, but were not able to come at the last minute. I would now like to introduce a person who probably needs no introduction, and that is the president of our university. President Berkman has brought to CSU a number of innovative and effective incentives and programs to save our students money and to help them keep on track to graduation. Under his leadership, raising scholarships has been one of CSU's top philanthropic priority. President Berkman's bold vision is helping Cleveland State become one of the nation's premier urban universities, and I'd like for you to join me in welcoming him to the podium.
Thank you, Valentia. I always wonder why, when someone starts with the phrase, an individual who needs no introduction, they go on to introduce them. But it seems to be a rite of the day. Well, I want to, it's an amazing looking room. I was opining that 7, 8 years ago when I came to the scholarship luncheon, there may have been 150 people in the room at the scholarship luncheon. And today, look around you. There are almost 400 people here to celebrate philanthropy, to celebrate scholarships, to celebrate donors, and to celebrate the students who are the recipients. So can I thank you all for being here, and thank you for your generosity. When you invest in a student at Cleveland State, and that's what you are doing through your scholarship, investing in a student in Cleveland State, you are helping so many students. You are helping so many students whose only financial path to help them complete their degree are scholarships. We have a very, very large number of our students who are supported in one way or another. And scholarship support, of course, is the gold standard because they don't have to pay it back. At least I don't think they have to pay it back. I don't know if any of you have payback clauses in your scholarship agreements, basically. But when you invest in them, you really also invest in the future of Cleveland and the future of this region, because these young people are the future of Cleveland and are the future of this region. And when we can make the investment to help them get across the finish line at Cleveland State, to help them build a bridge towards a career in Cleveland, to help them get a sense of place and purpose in this area, we are investing in individuals who are going to pay dividends to all of us and to this community for generations to come. So if you are looking for gifts that keep on giving, gifts that multiply, you have found the right place. So thank you very much. And I want to thank the students, too. I think every student who receives a scholarship here truly, okay, understands that they've been given an endowment, understands that they've been given a gift, understands the significance of it, and has enormous appreciation for what it's done for them. And it's allowed them, again, and these students, I mean, the most wonderful part of this job are the interaction and the students of Cleveland State University. They are just an extraordinary group of young people who are committed, hardworking, engaged, and have given all and will continue to give all. So let me just take a few minutes before your lunch. I never like to speak before lunch, but I want to take a few minutes to just talk a little bit about what you've invested in terms of Cleveland State University and some of the things that have and are happening here. Each year, as you know, U.S. News and World Report publishes a list of the best national universities in the United States. There are about 3,500 accredited institutions in the United States. Each year they select about 250 to designate as the best colleges and universities in the United States. And again, now for the sixth year in succession, Cleveland State University is designated as one of the best colleges and universities in the United States. That's pretty good stock. Enrollment, retention, and graduation rates at Cleveland State have continued to climb, and that's extraordinarily important because it's not about getting a student in, it's about getting a qualified and prepared student out, and getting them out with as much dispatch as we possibly can. Although I know a lot of them would like to hang around for 6 or 7 or 8 years, right? But it's our job to make certain that they get through this exercise as quickly as they can and with the least cost that they possibly can. We admitted the largest class in the history of Cleveland State University. 1,923 freshmen came to Cleveland State University last year. I think that's a marked vote of confidence, and many of these students had many, many choices. We also invested in, and I believe in terms of percentage terms, this is probably the largest investment in faculty of any university in the state of Ohio, and that is we hired 73 new faculty members last year. So we have about 500 faculty now, so we increased the faculty by almost 20% last year. Cleveland State has 3,000 students who are engaged in co-op education, internships, field placements, clinical assignments, etc. And this is our bridge. This is for our students, the gateway for them to discover Cleveland, for them to have an opportunity to make a connection between what they're doing in class and what they see in their field, in their vocation, and to connect those two is really extraordinarily important. As you come up Chester, I don't know how many of you came up Chester, you will see that there still is some construction at Cleveland State University. On Chester, right across from the rec center and across from Langston Housing, rises the Washkowitz College of Engineering. A generous, committed, philanthropic alum, Don Washkowitz, the former CEO of Parker Hannifin Corporation, gave $10 million to Cleveland State University, which was then matched by $10 million from the Parker Hannifin Foundation, which was then matched by $17 million from the state of Ohio to allow us to build a new engineering building. So engineering will no longer reside in the home of a Buick dealership built in maybe we lost the distinction. This may have been the only, school of engineering in the United States to be housed in a former car dealership. But I'm happy to lose that distinction. And by the way, the Washkowitzes devoted a significant part of their gift not only to the construction of the building, but funding scholarship opportunities for students in engineering. Just a few blocks away from there, the Campus International School, the new Campus International School. It is the only world-accredited K through 12 international baccalaureate school, in the city of Cleveland. And for those of you who know anything about it, it is one of the most successful schools, both in the city of Cleveland and statewide. There is a very, 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 very large waiting list every year. Students are selected by lottery. We have doubled the number of students in each of the classes when we started because the demand for public education and good public education is so pronounced. But we still turn away every year hundreds of families who desire to have their kids in the Campus International School. And that school started in the back of a church on 30th and Euclid, the Methodist Church on 30th and Euclid. A dream, like the dream of a new education building, to have a school that represented outside what's going on educationally inside, has now come to pass. As has come to pass the building across the street, which you need to glance at if you haven't seen it, and that is something we call the Center for Innovation in Medical Professions. We are a healthcare city. And when you are a healthcare city, or when you have an industry that is at the foundation of who you are as an urban area, it is the duty, really, the obligation of an urban university to prepare that workforce. And in that building, we house our partnership with Neomed, our partnership for urban health, which is focused on developing, training a new cadre of diverse doctors committed to working in urban areas and underserved populations. So that's an extraordinary collaboration, an extraordinary partnership, as is our international school, which, by the way, is a partnership with the Cleveland Municipal School District. It's not a charter school. It's not a voucher school. It's not a trailer school. It is a public school, because we are a public university and we support public education. And to me, the Campus International School and Cleveland State, to me, demonstrates that given students the right opportunity, the right support, the right structure, the right attention and care, and challenging them inside and outside the classroom demonstrates without question that every student can learn, every student can be educated. And that was the philosophy behind taking students by lottery to demonstrate that we can randomly pick students, and these students will, again, with the right system, be successful. So all of you have contributed to all of this, and I want to thank you. Again, I'm extraordinarily grateful for you being here. I could go on for another 20 or 30 minutes, okay, talking about all the incredible things, but I won't. But you are truly, okay, both the students and the donors here, all right, the engine that makes so much of this possible. Thank you very much.
I'm very pleased to be able to introduce to you today our speaker who represents many of our donors, Tom Adler. Tom is a member of the university's Board of Trustees and is on the leadership cabinet for Engage, the campaign for Cleveland State University. But I think that perhaps what most of us know Tom for is that he is founder and has been co-chair of our key fundraising event, Radiance. And under Tom's leadership, since its inception in 2011, Radiance has raised almost $5 million in scholarship support. And has provided support to over 1,500 students, primarily juniors and seniors, but not all juniors and seniors, who are at risk for dropping out of school because they just don't have that delta. So, Tom, on behalf of the university, we are so grateful to you, and we appreciate your willingness to speak to us today. Tom Adler.
It would have been much easier in that introduction and shorter if Brinthia had just said, Adler is the guy who is asking you all for money all the time, which is true. So it's amazing that I have any friends. I'm a proud member of the Board of Trustees and have the designation among the trustees of being chair of what universities call advancement, which has always been a mystery to me because I don't know what it is we're advancing. What we're really doing is we're raising money, and in the rest of the world they call that development. So I am the trustee chair of what I would call development. When I got involved here at the university, it wasn't because I was fascinated with higher education. I was fascinated with the role that Cleveland State was playing in downtown, the role it was playing in economic development, the role that it was playing as, really the business community's school, the school that is really the primary workforce development school in the area. And I had been very involved at Playhouse Square as a board chair there. And so that's what drew me to my interest to be involved here at Cleveland State. And what a wonderful partnership Cleveland State has with Playhouse Square. Starting with President Schwartz and then advanced even further under President Berkman. All of the arts programs here are now physically taking place in Playhouse Square. The new film school here at CSU is going into Playhouse Square. I think in the very short, near future, there might be 1,000 kids going to school physically in Playhouse Square. So it is actually a part of this campus. The two have kind of joined together. And they're partners in so many other ways. So that's how I got involved. And I think there was almost no philanthropy to speak of until about 10 years ago. Think about how remarkable that is. The school is 50 or 51 years old. And for the first 40 years or so, nobody raised any money here. The alumni weren't terribly involved. The trustees weren't very involved. The foundation, whose defined job it is and has been, was to raise money for the school, wasn't really doing much of anything. Now under Nancy McCann's, raise your hand, Nancy. Under Nancy's leadership, the Development Foundation here is just doing terrific stuff, and they're now playing a very, very important role in Radiance. I think we'll talk about Radiance for a second. Radiance is the vehicle that we started about 7 years ago. When we started it, the purpose of it was to raise scholarship money for juniors and seniors so that they could stay in school. Because so many of you who are at that level need financial assistance just to be able to finish. It isn't a question of academic skill, it's a question of financial ability to finish. And so now I'm very proud that over these last 6 or 7 years, over 1,500 students have stayed in school and graduated from Cleveland State that otherwise would not have done that. Can you imagine 1,500 students? The first year we did that, we raised about $350,000, and hopefully this year we're going to raise $1.5 million. We raised, yeah. We raised $1.1 million last year. We've already exceeded that. I don't think the invitations have actually physically even gone out yet. I know we'll get to around $1.4 million. I'm hoping we'll get to $1.5 million. All of the different schools here at this university are now working together. When we got involved at the beginning, they were each competing with each other, all trying to raise their own money. Nobody cooperating. It wasn't any kind of a team effort. Under Barinthia's leadership, which has taken place during the same period of time, we have one hell of a development operation here at the university, and it is really successful, and I think we owe her a round of applause for that. On a personal basis, Joni Adler, my wife, and I are engaged here. We're engaged philanthropically. I've come to believe that this is one of the very most important things that we can do philanthropically here. And we've made a significant contribution to the campaign. The campaign, by the way, has already exceeded $100 million. Not quite? It's close. It will exceed $100 million. All right. And we made a significant contribution to that and have allowed our names to be displayed in the atrium. So when your students are there and you have nothing else to do, take a look up there and you'll see the Joni and Tom Adler atrium name on it. We're very, very, very proud to have been able to do that, okay? So I think the only thing I want to add before I finish is a challenge to you all, the students. When Barinthia started this lunch, she asked all the donors to stand up. I only saw about half the room standing. So when we stand here a year from now and we're asking the donors to stand up, let's see 100% of everybody in the room. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Tom. So Tom and Joni did make a generous $1 million gift to this university, and Tom, we thank you for all of your leadership. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce Antonio Levert. Antonio holds the Sullivan Deckard Scholarship and is a proud member of our Sullivan Deckard Scholars Opportunity Program, which provides financial and other assistance to students who have aged out of foster care to help them succeed in college. We're incredibly proud of this program, which was made possible by a very generous $2.3 million gift from Frank and Barbara Sullivan and Daryl and Jennifer Deckard. So, though some of those donors were not able to be here today, Daryl Deckard was, and we want to give Daryl, thank you, just a round of applause for all your family has done for us. So, Antonio, we'd love to hear from you. Please come up.
Good afternoon. My name is Antonio Levert, and I'm a Sullivan Deckard Scholar here at Cleveland State, major in Health Science Pre-Med. I am honored to stand here as a student speaker for Cleveland State University's Scholarship Luncheon. The Sullivan Deckard Scholarship Opportunity Program is a scholarship that offers full tuition and housing to youth who age out of foster care and want to earn a bachelor's degree. The scholarship is the first of its kind, and scholarship recipients receive year-round housing, along other sides awards and opportunities here at Cleveland State. This scholarship is the main reason why I chose to attend CSU. I applied to several other universities and I had various options. However, none of these institutions had the level of support that the Sullivan Deckard Scholars Opportunity provided. Not only does the scholarship offer full financial support, but it also offers workshops on character building, research, effective studying skills, and career exploration. Their overall mission is to increase the graduation rate of foster youth nationally. Based on recent research, less than 10% of foster youth graduate college. On that note, I am extremely grateful to not only be a scholarship recipient, but to also be a part of the first cohort. I can describe my academic experience here at Cleveland State as engaging. I've taken advantage of the Writing Center, the Tutoring Academic Success Center, the supplemental instructor sessions for my science classes, and professors' office hours. For example, this semester I'm currently taking physics, which has been my most challenging course thus far. This course has been so challenging that I meet with my physics professor on average 6 hours a week. Having a professor that is dedicated to helping me succeed to the point he even meets with me on weekends is one of the many reasons why I love being a student here at CSU. All of these resources are one of the many reasons why I have and will continue to perform well academically. Also, I'm currently working in the Health and Wellness Center. My job entails in creating presentations to inform students about the importance of living healthy lifestyles, which includes exercising, eating healthy, and mental health. I have also received a national certification in peer education. My fondest experience with the Sullivan Deckard Scholars Opportunity Program so far is when my group volunteered the last 2 winter breaks with the National Council of Jewish Women. Together, we helped sort clothes and create encouraging notes for the homeless stand down here in Cleveland. It was such an honor to be a part of a great cause and work with a phenomenal organization. In addition, my future plans are to attend medical school and to become an interventional cardiologist. I chose to become a cardiologist because I plan to work with underserved populations and improve health disparities. Finally, I would like to personally thank the Sullivan Deckard family for the continued support and investment in our lives. Both of these families not only believed in me, but also my fellow scholars, and without even knowing who we were. Finally, I would like to give special acknowledgement to the late Dr. Charlie Pratt. She was not only the creator of this program, but the heart of the program. Dr. Pratt has impacted my life significantly. She forced me to grow outside of my academics, which has made me a better person today. I am forever grateful for her constant love and support, and I will always carry her in my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonio. Really great job. I know that each of you out there who are scholarship recipients have your story, and I wish we could tell all of them here today, but we really don't have time. I do want to thank all of you for being here. I want to extend a special thanks to Irene Mishrecki and the special events staff for coordinating and planning this luncheon. I want to thank all of you for being here. Most importantly, I want to thank all of you who are donors. Without you, I'm not sure where we would be. I'm not sure where our students would be. We're appreciative of your support now. We hope you'll continue to support us. Thank you very much. Hope to see you next year.